Hi witches, welcome to my channel. How are you? If you're watching this, it's Wednesday. I hope you're having a good day. Now, within this video, I'm going to be talking about witch bottles, the explanation of witch bottles, evidence of witch bottles, and funny part was 3 months ago, they found witch bottles all over the shore and a couple took them in, but they know not to take it in the house because they know that it's cursed. So, yeah, let's get to the intro. I'm your host, Moon Witch, where every Wednesdays I talk about of the witchery, including true crimes and the paranormal. With that being said, don't forget to like this video and also subscribe. Let's get to today's topic. Pew. So, what are witch bottles? Witch bottles are sometimes these old little jars and even like those fancy ones. During the 17th century, it was said that during this time, the Civic War and even those are non-believers of witches or people who were cursed by witches would create these bottles to basically deflect themselves or afflict pain back to the witch. Now, witch bottles are glass containers, sometimes stone ones, and they will fill it up with hammer nails, toenails, even fingernails clipping, and others use urine. Yeah, yeah, urine. And they would place red wine and also red vinegar. During this time, witch bottles were used to deflect or as a talisman to go against black arts and sometimes Satanism. Now, during witchcraft, as in the modern time, we use this to protect ourselves as we created. I don't use my own urine. I use my own spit because I don't know. That's just me. Like, why would I want to pee in a bottle, let alone even put pee in the bottle? But after that, I would bury it like far away from around the corner of my house. So if my house is in the middle and I have four corners, I would bury it way at the end, but in the backyard so people don't disturb it. Does that make sense? Do you guys have a witch bottle? Because for my witch bottle, I use it to protect myself against any negativity so it deflects that harm towards them. It was said that the nails were supposed to be the one to impale the evil spirits that try to come close or come against the owner, which is me. Does that make sense? Okay. Glad that we had that talk. Mind you, in 1955, a small 14-page written book about folklore included witches' bottles and magical jugs written by Ralph Merrifield, and it says right here, according to one local legend, Cunning Muriel, the most famous witch hunter of Hadeline in Essex, met his death in this way as recently in 1860. Throughout the agency of a witch bottle containing the hair of a donkey, which he had bewitched, in an unfortunate lapse from the white magic which he normally professed to practice. So, since he was a witch finder or witch hunter, does this consider, even though it's white magic, isn't it considered blasphemy still? Again, isn't this blasphemy because he's supposed to be of the Lord and he's a witch finder or hunter? And even though it's considered white magic, I'm pretty sure it's blasphemy because it's going against the Lord. You're never supposed to even encounter with those kind of witch activities, correct? Correct. An artifact was found in 2016 during a digging for a company or a corporation called WMAR, William Mary Archaeological Research, in York County on a freeway or highway route 238 to 242. And what they found inside the bottles was more than what we thought it was. They speculated that back then the soldiers used this to cast evil spirits away with the witch bottles, but others claim they use it just to hold pens. Now, my belief, as I saw the picture, it was a witch bottle. It was a witch bottle. Ain't nobody gonna go put pins in there. And the soldiers, they probably used this, to basically protect themselves during the war, right? I don't know nothing about civil wars, so I'm not going to speak about that. But I'm pretty sure if you wanted to survive during those times, you had to believe in some kind of superstition, correct? And personally, let me know what you think because for me, they were being protected with the witch bottle because a lot of things did happen. What? Okay, well, I need a witch bottle because I can't find my clicker. No, Where's my clicker? I have this clicker that when I click it, it records, and when I click it again, it pauses or whatever, or zooms in and zooms out. Well, I couldn't find it, and guess where it was? It was on my lap. I guess I need a witch bottle. Back to the story. Anyways. Now, even though during the 17th century the witch bottle was mentioned, it was also said that in 1671, a doctor who goes by the name Joseph Blackgrave created a technique or, you know, not talisman. Okay, let's just say he described it. Well, he described in his paper, Joseph Blackgrave gave a clear description on how to do this witch bottle. To me, that sounds blasphemy, but what do I know, right? Do this, Joseph Blankgrave gave a clear description on how to create a witch bottle. You would grab pins and needles, put it into the bottle, and also the person that is sick, their urine, and after that, you would sprinkle some white salt to keep the urine warm. To keep the urine warm. And I quote, Joseph Blankgrave even mentioned that if you leave it in there long enough, this would cause the witch harm and endanger her life, but she has to uncurse this spell. But to me, that sounds like sympathetic magic because sympathetic magic is basically a magic talisman or a spell linked to the person who created the spell and the person that they're putting the spell on. I don't understand is during that time they would consider this sympathetic magic or white magic, but for me that's blasphemy. You know? Because not only are you using this magic or this type of technique to go against the witch, but it's causing a sorcery of itself. That's blasphemy, right? A year later, in 1672, an innkeeper's daughter was possessed by a spirit. Some said that it was like haunting her because of the things she did in the past. Now, it was said she was 14 years old, but I'm like, girl, if you're 14 years old, what did you do for that to happen? I don't know during that time. Like, I don't know how they, like little kids playing stuff here, well, in this generation, but during that time, what were they doing? Picking sticks, A, B, C. I don't know. I don't know. But what we do know was she was being possessed too. So the father, the innkeeper, he created a witch bottle to repel the demon. And I guess it worked because she was okay after that. But I'm like, huh? This is the part that got strange, which is because in 1804, a gentleman who goes by the name Stephen Chopin, 68 years old, working as a blacksmith, made a contract or a pact with a wizard named Miro. Miro. That's a cool last name, huh? That's a cool name. Miro. Isn't mural the thing where they draw on the wall and then people use it as like a representation of something? I don't know. Mm. Rumor speculated that this was a powerful wizard that he made a pact with, and the fact that he didn't want to pay up, the wizard cursed him. The strange part is they found him 2 days later, hanged at his cottage in Hadley, Essex, because he created a witch bottle. It was said that 2 days prior, the wizard came to collect his bidding. I don't know what the bidding was about, but Stephen Choppins couldn't give up, like, give to him. Or, like I said, I don't know what it was because I was doing research. I couldn't find what it was. Anyways, so since he didn't have his bidding, 2 days later, the wizard cast a magic spell on him and he was hanged. He was hung. Hmm. Mind you, the reason I brought it up was because Stephen Choppins created a witch bottle working as a talisman or charm to work against Mural, but it didn't work. So I was just like, oh, so it didn't work. And it gets stranger because Stephen Choppin set the witch bottle ablaze, and this witch bottle is supposed to use against Mural, but it didn't work because when he was hanged, Stephen Choppins, they found shards inside his body, meaning when he set the witch bottle on fire, it exploded and killed him instead. So, oh my God. So, okay, I couldn't find how he was hanged, right? So I was doing research. I couldn't find out how he got up there and hanged himself. I think since the shard was sorry. Some speculate. Okay, sorry. Why all of a sudden I don't know what the was that about, yo. Something just flew in my eye. I'm just gonna take my glasses off because it's hurting. Now, the town folks speculated that since he set the witch bottle on fire, it didn't work. So the wizard was coming for him. So the wizard came and kills him. But other rumors said that since the witch bottle wasn't working because he set it on fire, he killed himself. He got up to the top of the cottage and hung himself because the wizard was going to do it anyways. So he was like, never mind. I'm just going to go on my own. There was another incident in 1939 in Norfolk Village. It was said that for you to create a witch bottle to repel against evil, you would do the same thing, but you would put it in a dark room and you would keep spinning it and spinning it. And soon the witch that cursed you will come and try to bother you for you to open a door, but you don't open the door, and soon the witch will burst into flames. That sounds powerful. You have to stay quiet because you make any noise, this will disrupt the witch bottle. Again, that's blasphemy. And I get it, it's folk magic because folk magic is basically, traditional magic where they pass down from generation to generation, such as superstitions or when your mom tell you not to eat on the floor because you will turn into an alligator. Like that's folk magic to me, even though it's rumors. But again, it's blasphemy because you're going against God's religion, which makes no sense to me. I can be wrong. I don't know. Drop down a comment. Now, off topic, 3 months ago on the news, a couple found bottles along the line of the beach by their house because they were living in like those beach houses. And within these bottles, they found uh, just papers and weird stuff on them. And in fact, it was witch bottles because even though some of them drifted from the Caribbean and also South America, one of them was from Cuba. And within that Cuba bottle, they found receipts and within a note. And within the note, it was asking for forgiveness. And the person set it out into the ocean to ask for forgiveness. Forgiveness? Like, what were they asking for? But I was just like, is there a story behind it? I was looking for the story and I couldn't find it. Now, drop down a comment if you guys think that those bottles were just normal things. Because for me, I felt like the person that was asking for forgiveness was using this and then they jumped into the water. I don't know. It was so strange because why would you write a note to ask for forgiveness and then throw it in the ocean? Was it like a attempt to hurt themselves? I can't say that word. What do you guys think about that? Do you think people do that? Because I know sometime back in the days, they used to write messages in the bottles and throw it into the water, right? And then whoever finds it or whatever. Now, the couple said that they didn't want to open it because they heard of the lore. They heard of that if you open a witch bottle, you release the evil that was within it. And the couple knew better. You have a witch bottle? I have several. One of them are buried inside my house, but I am not going to tell you what, when, or where. I shouldn't even say that at all because that's going to reverse the spell or what is it? De-empower the spell, right? Vocabulary is really hard for me. 200 bottles. 200 bottles were found in Great Britain, and in America, we have not even a lot. But it goes to show that witch bottles are real and people do believe in the power behind witch bottles. Do you guys think that witch bottles can repel against witches or witchcraft or demonic beings? Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment. And I do have a witch bottle too. I will show it to you, but like I said, I already buried it. So it's not even possible for me to dig it out just to show it. Anyways, whether you believe in witch bottles or not, let's introduce the evidence that I previously talked about and consider them being controversial. Because not only were people very superstitious about this witch bottles that they did believe that it will work for them. I have one, and I suggest you do the same. Now, since this is folk magic, it's still considered blasphemy. I am still just thinking like, witch bottles can help the witch, but when I found out that it's used against witches, I was like, how does that even work? And the fact that it's blasphemy, first of all, for them to even use a witch bottle because it's against the Christian religion, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Yeah. And that, my witches, is the history of witch bottles. I have one. I think you should have one. Everyone should have one. Whether you believe in witchcraft or not, no matter what the controversial is, witch bottles will always be here, now, and more. With that being said, blessed be my witches and Wiccan, and have a good day, good night, good morning, good evening. Call the cops. Bye, witches. I'll see you next week.